Welcome back to TNLP, the newsletter podcast, brought to you by the HazMay Guys. Timmy here with this week's top hazmat stories. Without wasting any time, we'll start with an update out of Louisiana, where the governor has shared there's no immediate danger to the public after last week's auto plant fire. Following a massive fire on Friday at an automotive lubricant plant in southeast Louisiana, residents are reporting soot on cars and oily residue in nearby bodies of water. But Governor Jeff Landry said there's no indication of an immediate danger to wildlife or to human health. From what I have been told, from what I can see, there is no imminent danger to any life or property, other than that we have to clean up a big mess, Landry said during a press conference Monday. As crews neared extinguishing the blaze and many evacuated residents were allowed to return home, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency was collecting samples of the soil, water, and debris, and setting up floating barriers along the Tangipahoa River in an effort to contain the spread of the unknown chemicals. The fire ignited Friday, following multiple explosions at Smitty's Supply in Roseland, a small town around 50 miles northeast of Baton Rouge. Officials said they are still unsure of what caused the explosions. The blaze, which amassed to 20 acres, forced around 800 residents to evacuate, Tangipahoa Parish President Robbie Miller said. Miraculously, there were no injuries, Miller said. And as of Monday afternoon, the fire was 98% contained and all but 7 households had been allowed to return home. Officials have touted the response as a success between local, parish, state, and federal agencies. But residents are raising concerns about the debris, and questions linger. Images shared by residents and media outlets show oily residue floating atop creeks, ponds in the Tangipahoa River, and drops of black soot left behind on cars and businesses after a rainstorm. It doesn't surprise me that we've seen the pictures that we've seen. We're dealing with hydrocarbons, with petroleum-based products. We're dealing with a lot of soot. It was a big fire. It was a mess. And we're here to say that we're going to get it cleaned up, Landry said. While officials say the fire involved multiple above-ground storage tanks, drums, and cylinders, it is unclear what exactly was stored in the plant during the blaze. Landry, who has not spoken with Smitty's Supply, said, "From what I have gleaned, most of it is petroleum-based products used in lubricants." But officials have been unable to provide additional specifics. Per the company's website, Smitty's Supply delivers high-performance lubricants and automotive parts, including oils, brake fluid, power steering fluid, and antifreeze. The company has faced scrutiny in the past, including being cited multiple times by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, according to records. Attempts to reach company officials have been unsuccessful. The contents of the soot, soil, and water were being tested by environmental agencies. As of Monday afternoon, the results were not yet available. Landry asked the public to be patient and said that, if anything changes, he will make that information available. Additionally, Louisiana's Department of Environmental Quality is continuing to conduct air monitoring. As of Monday afternoon, those results have not shown anything of health-based concern, said agency head Courtney Burdett. When it comes to nearby bodies of water, a section of Tangipahoa River, which flows to Lake Pontchartrain, the largest inland body of water in Louisiana, has been closed off. The EPA deployed about 5,900 feet of containment boom in the river. Landry said he is unaware of any tap water issues. On Monday morning, parish and town officials urged residents to avoid direct contact with soot and to wash their hands. A nearby elementary school, which was evacuated after the fire, announced that it was doing its own sanitizing ahead of its anticipated reopening on Tuesday. Crews spent Monday cleaning sidewalks, walkways, inside buildings, and playgrounds. Every safety precaution has been taken to ensure that students are in a safe learning environment, read a post on the Roseland Montessori School's Facebook page. Quite the mess. Big thanks to all assisting the local community in cleanup efforts. Our next story takes us to Trinity County, Texas, where KTRE News shares the latest timeline, revealing how 3 workers died from H2S exposure. Law enforcement from several agencies responded to Trinity County Wednesday night after toxic hydrogen sulfide gas was detected at a work site and 3 people were found unconscious. Those workers were later confirmed dead after being recovered from a manhole. 3 men had fallen into kind of a manhole, and there was a strong odor of gas, and the men were unresponsive, said Trinity County Chief Deputy Jeremy Carroll. When law enforcement arrived at the scene, they detected the toxic gas inside the manhole and had to wait for additional resources before attempting to recover the men. Carroll says the situation was not classified as a leak. This was just active sewage that's creating a biological gas at the time. It wasn't emitting or pressurizing from the manhole and not causing any harm to the citizens or the community, he said. The men were working on a lift station, which moves the sewage through pipes. So the crews, from what we gather, were not sent to work on any issues or any underground issues. They were simply working on the motor for the lift station, Carroll said. While completing their assigned job, Carroll said one man went into the manhole to stop sewage from backing into their work area. He said the worker fell unconscious, and another went to help him. Then the third went in to try to save the other two. At that point, the gas overcame him as well, with his alarm going off on his gas meter, which said H2S, which is hydrogen sulfide gas, said Carroll. Carroll said they did not recover all three bodies until after 6:30 p.m. We will be praying for them, and our community is going to back them, and if there is anything they need, we will be happy to help, Carroll said. Late Wednesday night, Frederic Dugray, the president and CEO of H2O Innovation, issued a statement about the company's workers. This is a profoundly difficult day for our team. Earlier today, two H2O Innovation employees and a contractor lost their lives in a tragic work accident. They were valued members of our team, and their sudden passing is an immense loss, not only to their families and friends, but also to all of us who had the privilege of working alongside them. Right now, we know that several members of our team and a team of contractors we work closely with reported to a scene in Trinity to conduct repairs. While working on a sewer, 3 people died. We are still working to determine what led up to the deaths, working closely with the Trinity County Sheriff's Office and other local officials. Safety and training are incredibly important to us. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families and loved ones of the 3 people who lost their lives. This is a sad day for our entire team. Right now, we are focused on doing all we can to support the families of those employees and the rest of our team. Out of respect for them and the continuing investigation, we will release more information when it is available and as permitted by the families and law enforcement. The victims' identities have not been released at this time. When authorities determined the gas confined to the manhole, a shelter-in-place order for the surrounding neighborhood was lifted. Then efforts turned to recovering the bodies of the 3 workers. Earlier in the evening, Trinity County Sheriff Woody Wallace said that water levels had to be lowered underground so first responders could gain safe access to the bodies. A sad story with an unfortunate ending, once again proving that hazmat situations can arise around every corner. Be prepared. Train with the best. Rounding out this week's episode, we conclude with a story out of South Carolina where Mount Pleasant fire crews were on the scene Friday morning as teams worked to clear a hazardous material spill. Battalion Chief Ronnie DuBose of the Mount Pleasant Fire Department says a police officer noticed a bottle in the road in the area of West Coleman Boulevard. The officer reported that the bottle, a plastic gallon jug that had hit the road and had its cap blown off on impact, was leaking and letting off fumes. Crews arrived and determined it was muriatic acid, a liquid hydrochloric acid solution, leading them to get both Charleston and Mount Pleasant hazmat crews on the scene. DuBose said crews worked quickly to enter and neutralize the acid and clean up the excess, as it is a caustic substance, and its fumes can be damaging to a person's health, with potential for conjunctivitis, gastrointestinal disturbances, or respiratory and bronchial irritation, which can lead to a chronic cough. The scene has since been cleared, thanks to the responders on scene. That's going to do it for this week's episode of the Newsletter Podcast, brought to you by the HazMay Guys. The roundtable goes live tonight, September 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Tune in for the announcement of the roundtable scholarship winner for Virginia Hazmat, happening September 16th through the 19th. Don't forget to subscribe to the weekly newsletter at thehazmatguys.com for links to TNLP and other hazmat shenanigans. Until next time, Timmy, over and out.